Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a game on Roblox without any scripts. So it's not going to be a game with scripts, it's mostly just just like a simple little game that you can do pretty easily without any prior knowledge to Lua or anything like that. It's just like a simple game. So what you're going to want to do first is go to classic base plate or base plate, but I prefer classic. And then when you get into the game, you're gonna want to, it's taking a little while, you're gonna want to figure out what game you want. So I like to call this step building the foundation, because you gotta figure out what kind of game do you want it to be, right? So I think for this instance, we're gonna have it be like maybe something in the forest, because why not? I can't really think of anything else right now. So what you're going to want to do is you want to go to the base plate here, and let's make it this color, right? Because this is kind of like a foresty type of ground. Next, you're going to want to change material right here in properties to be like grass. Or if you want it to be like a little bit more detailed, I guess, you can make it leafy grass. Now that we got our ground, it's time to begin with the trees, because it's a forest, right? So what I like to do to make sure I get the correct height for the player is in my opinion, I like to just grab an R6 dummy, because it tells you the height of a person in the game. So when you get this down, we can begin building. First you're going to want to get a part like this that's at least brown of some kind. Doesn't have to be the exact same. Make it wood, and there we go. You see? That is a beginning part for the tree. That's the stump. Next, what you're going to want to do is we're going to want to have to duplicate that. And then we're going to have to get the same kind of green, or it doesn't have to be, but that's just what I like to do. Then you're going to want to expand it, and since there's not I don't know, leaves or anything, I just kind of use grass again, because it's the only thing that kind of looks like a tree texture or material. And then we're going to want to have to do something like this, you can make the tree look however you want, but I think for simple purposes, I'll just make it look something like this or something, like a little simple little tree. And then we got our tree. It's not that detailed, but this is for your first game, so it's not going to be that detailed, right? So what you're going to do now is you can group that. Now it's all connected. Now I would personally recommend for this next part that you get this plugin called Brush Tool, because it can do this. It can do you can just click on this, add it to the thing, and then you want to get rid of these, and then now you can just place it all around without having to do it manually. I would recommend doing something like this with the radius and spacing. I'd recommend having the rotation be random, and then you can activate the brush and you can just do this. It helps a lot with time, and it's pretty useful. I use it a lot with my builds. It helps save up time, and it's not bad. It looks good. So after you do this, because it's a forest, so it's gonna have trees everywhere, right? You can continue with the build. I think we're gonna have a maybe some kind of cabin or something. So I think that's what we'll do. One thing that I'm gonna do first, though, before we begin, is I think I'm gonna make it just a little bit. Make these just a little bit taller. Oh wait, I gotta, hold on. We're having some technical difficulties, just a bit, not that bad. It's not that bad. There. I think that fixed it. Alright, next we're gonna want to build the cabin. So make a little clearing in the little area over here. And then we're gonna want to begin. So get your part, you know, same thing you did before, make it wood, and we begin. So we're gonna have to make the floor, right? Because every cabin has like a floor. You're gonna want to make the walls. And when I'm done with the cabin, we will get back to the next step. Alright, now that we got our cabin, you know, you can just fill it up with whatever you want, honestly. It's up to you. If you want like a bed here, you know, put whatever your mind wants in the cabin. It's your cabin, it's your game. But for me, I'm just not going to place anything in there. It's a tutorial. I'm not really going to use this space for anything. Next, what you're going to want to do, though, is now that you got your trees and your cabin in the game, I would recommend putting like a little spawn point somewhere. So what I like to do is just search up spawn point. That is not how you spell spawn point. And then you're going to want to grab this, and then you're just going to place it right there. And then maybe move these around, make a little clearing so that there's like a little path to get there, you know? Make it so it looks less janky. You don't want your game to look janky. No one wants to play it then. I would know from some experience. I would say now what you want to do is you're going to want to scroll down. You're going to want to scroll down up in the Explorer till you see lighting. And then you're going to want to make it, I personally like making it 3. And now it's nighttime. And for a little extra flair, you know, you don't got to do this, but it's up to you. You can go to audio and search up forest, and then you listen. Sounds like that would fit. So then you put that in, scroll down a little bit, turn on looped, turn on playing. You can change the volume to however you want, but I think it's fine. And then, of course, when you're done with your game, you can just get rid of the dummy because you're not going to need him anymore. And then your game is pretty much done. It's your first ever game. You know, it's just like a quick little forest, but maybe next video I will show you guys how to make like an obby or tycoon. Something that doesn't really require scripts necessarily. Yeah, I guess the next thing last in our, tutorial here is, we just play the game. So what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to press play. Then as you load in, you... Wait. What the... This is not... This is not what I... What the... What? Guys, wait. No. This is... Not, okay, hold on. This is a mistake. This...